question that we get more often than not is also, when should people look into putting together an estate plan? So today I want to talk specifically to a lot of our younger families, because to be honest, that is really when you need to consider putting a plan in place. If you have young kids, or if you just bought your first home, or if you're building your career, your business, and you're starting to invest in your retirement, this is for you. A lot of younger couples think estate planning is something you do later, when you're older, when you're retired, when you have more. But the truth is, the moment you have your first child, this is when estate planning becomes less about money and more about protection, perhaps protecting the most valuable asset you have. So let's walk through what future-focused planning really looks like. What should new parents put in place? Well, when you have children, a basic will is typically not going to be enough, at least not enough for what you most likely want. A comprehensive estate plan for young parents is typically going to include a revocable living trust, a will that supports that trust, guardianship nominations for your minor children, durable powers of attorney for money and property, durable powers of attorney for medical and health, and making sure you have updated beneficiary designations consistent with that estate plan. Here's why this matters. God forbid both parents should pass away. You only have a will. Well, your child's inheritance may be supervised by the probate court. And unless you build in certain protections, that child may just be handed everything that you saved and left for them outright on their 18th birthday. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think most parents want that, and nor should you. An 18-year-old with $1,000 can be a problem. An 18-year-old with $10,000 is probably dangerous. Give an 18-year-old $100,000, $1 million life insurance policy? Now it's just downright terrible and borderline negligible on our part. But simple planning now, utilizing a trust, allows you to control and protect everything. Who manages the money, how it's distributed, when it's distributed, at what ages, what life events, for what purposes, what needs. You can control the entire narrative of who, what, where, when, why, how much, literally everything. That's the power of a trust. It allows you to stagger distributions, protect assets, provide structure, preserve investments intended to care for your children for a duration. It ultimately also avoids probate. And if it's done right, it can avoid all aspects of probate. That's why we usually build plans around a trust, especially for families with young children, to protect your children for however long is necessary and to protect all your assets. I don't care if it's personal property, business assets, real property, commercial property, financial assets. It doesn't matter. You can protect all of it. So when should families who have a plan update their plan? Well, simple, easy rule of thumb to follow. If life changes, your plan is likely going to need to change too. So think about it. Do you have a new child, a new grandchild? Today, we're doing a lot of estate plans that include great-grandchildren, which is kind of cool. Have you purchased a home, sold a home, been divorced, remarried, starting a business, selling a business, investing in significant assets, or seeing an increase in income or other type of assets? Even without big changes, I just recommend reviewing, just as a matter of discretion, you should review your plan every 3 to 5 years, just to make sure it still reflects accurately your wishes, your plans, and the people you've designated. We've seen families create documents way back when their first child was born and never revisit them or update them. Then 10, even 20, even 30 years later, certain designated fiduciaries have moved, they're no longer available, and there's no one left. Trustees aren't the right fit anymore. Assets look completely different if they're even funded to the trust at this point, and your wishes and desires may not even be the same. Estate planning isn't a one-time task. It should evolve with your life. It should reflect your current situation. And it can if you simply stay on top of it. That's a simple review. Another reason to review or put together your estate plan is in the event of divorce. If you obtain a divorce, or if you remarry. Now you have a blended family. In this situation, this is going to impact your estate plan more than people realize. Many assume that once a divorce is finalized, everything simply changes automatically. Well, it only changes if you change it. If your former spouse is named as a trustee, as a power of attorney, as a patient advocate, or a beneficiary on any of your assets, or is still on the title of any of your assets, this can have significant unintended consequences. Those designations can be legally effective until you formally change them. Beneficiary designations can convey assets outside the control of your trust. We've seen retirement accounts and even life insurance proceeds unintentionally left to a former spouse. Years later, because no one reviewed the paperwork, no one even asked them about it, and therefore they never changed them. If you go through a divorce, your estate plan needs a full review. If you remarry, same thing. If you have children and blended family dynamics, clear structure now prevents conflict later.